Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Telecast TV. I'm Mira Kwangala. The jail leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has been conferred with the honorary citizenship of the state of Georgia, United States of America. Kanu was equally adopted as an outstanding citizen who should be accorded every courtesy as a God's will ambassador from Georgia. The proclamation to the effect was made by Georgia Secretary of State Brad Rafford on behalf of the Republican-controlled USA state. The proclamation letter, dated January 16, 2026, was presented on Friday, January 2026, on 23rd, one of the capital city of Georgia. Endeavor to like, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Don't miss trending videos.
Hello, great people. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Justice Omotosho are left in shock as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu backs honorary citizenship in the United States. The state of Georgia decided to award Nnamdi Kanu the honorary citizenship. I have the certificate of citizenship here with me, and I will be reading the content to you. Then after that, I will be playing you a video of where the certificate, after it was received by someone, was handed over to Nnamdi Kanu's relative who watched the video. Then when we come back, we'll be dissecting the associated issues. This certificate, what does it mean for Nnamdi Kanu? How can it help him in the present circumstance that he finds himself? Obviously, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wasn't present to receive the certificate himself because he was handed a life imprisonment conviction by the Nigerian government and is currently in Sokoto prison. We'll look at how this certificate can help the present circumstance that Nnamdi Kanu found himself. We'll be dissecting all this and a whole lot more on this episode of Politics with Oshua blog, Dr. Omosholadeji. If you watch me right now and you never subscribe to this channel, make sure you subscribe so that as I analyze every story every day, it go to land for your hand real time. Now, let us first go to the content of the certificate of honorary citizenship that was handed over to Nnamdi Kanu via proxy by the state of Georgia in the United States. The certificate reads, the state of Georgia, Secretary of State, I, Brad Raffensperger, Secretary of State to the state of Georgia, do hereby proclaim Nnamdi Okwu Kanu as an honorary Georgia citizen. May this outstanding citizen be afforded every courtesy as a goodwill ambassador from Georgia. In his travels to other states, to nations beyond the borders of the United States of America, or wherever he may hereafter travel or reside, thank you for your service to our state. That is the certificate of honorary citizenship that was given to Nnamdi Kanu in absentia. Now, two things are in this certificate. The first is that they said that Nnamdi Kanu should be awarded every courtesy in anywhere he travels to. But unfortunately, Nnamdi Kanu cannot travel beyond Sokoto at the moment without a court order because he has been convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment by the Nigerian government. So this particular statement does not apply or is of no value to Nnamdi Kanu. Will Nnamdi Kanu be released? Well, hopefully, and we hope so. We hope that the government will find a solution to his case, just as they have been finding, in quote, peaceful solution or peaceful mediation with the bandits and terrorists that have been making life unbearable for Nigerians, particularly in the north. And another thing that I found in this certificate of honorary citizenship is they said, thank you for your service to our state. The big question is that what service has Nnamdi Kanu rendered to the state of Georgia? What service? If Nnamdi Kanu have rendered a particular service to the state of Georgia and Nigerians are not aware of it, then we need to blame the friends and families of Nnamdi Kanu in the sense that why are you not propagating the good side of the man? If Nnamdi Kanu can be deemed worthy of this kind of honor, because person where they free, where they work freely, they never give an honorary citizenship. Some people we don't live for United States over 40 years, they never get recognized. Now, somebody that is in prison in Sokoto is getting recognized in faraway Georgia in the United States. So what good has that person done? If that person has done a good or something that makes him to deserve this particular honor, why are Nigerians not aware of that good side of Nnamdi Kanu? So this certificate itself is an indictment on the family, the friends, the associates of Nnamdi Kanu. Perhaps they have not been doing well enough in terms of advocating or propagating the good side of the man. Now let us look at something in that particular certificate. You see, there must be something right about an imprisoned man bagging an award. Just take a moment to think about it. It shows that Nnamdi Kanu may not be all shades of right, just as every human being, but then it shows that he's not all shades of wrong. There must be something that is right about a man in prison that makes him to bag this particular honor. But I will come and tell you why that certificate cannot really do much to help Nnamdi Kanu, and that will be in the later part of this video. Or let me dive into it. Does this award help Nnamdi Kanu in his current condition? Well, if I'm to be factual with you, this award does not help Nnamdi Kanu much. Yes, I remember now. Apologies, my dear people. Let us go and watch the video of where Nnamdi Kanu's relative was handed that particular award. Let's watch that video. Then we'll come back for some great discussion. Let's watch it.
To the glory of God on this very faithful day, January 23rd, 2026, right here in the city of Lawrenceville, Georgia, Gwinnett County. I'm here with State Representative Gabe Okoye, presenting an award to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, being received by our own ambassador. And we have our captain here among us here for the presentation, again by Representative Gabe Okoye and Captain, tell me your name again. Captain Ezekiel. Captain Ezekiel in attendance. And yours truly, Kenneth, to be here in attendance. Amen.
There you have it, the relative of Nnamdi Kanu being given the honorary citizenship certificate awarded to him by the state of Georgia. That certificate, can it do much to help Nnamdi Kanu in its present condition? Well, if I'm to be sincere with you, that certificate cannot do much to set Nnamdi Kanu free. What do I mean by that? The certificate is a certificate of honor. It doesn't bear any legal right. It doesn't bear any responsibility on the government of the United States. It is not a kind of like a legal citizenship. It is an honorary citizenship. And when you are an honorary citizen, your rights are limited. The citizenship is honor-based, not right-based. There are two kinds of citizenship. This one that was handed to Nnamdi Kanu by the government of Georgia, the government of the state of Georgia in the United States, is an honor-based citizenship, not a right-based citizenship. Honorary citizenship, as it is given to Nnamdi Kanu in the state of Georgia, can bring him prestige, can bring him access, can bring him recognition, both in Georgia, the United States, and beyond. What the certificate or the honorary citizenship cannot bring for Nnamdi Kanu is immigration right. You cannot say because you are awarded honorary citizenship, then you have the right to live permanently in the United States. No, it doesn't confer on you immigration right. You can fact check me if you doubt this, or some people in the United States can tell you this if they are knowledgeable in that regard. Two, it doesn't give you legal protection. That is that you have no right or you have no access to the legal protection of the government of the United States. And three, it doesn't confer nationality on you. That means that the certificate does not make you a citizen of the United States. So what we need to point out is that if the certificate does not offer you immigration opportunity, if it doesn't award you legal protection, if it doesn't confer nationality on you, That means that the United States government is not responsible to you or for anything that happens to you, and they cannot do much to help you based on the honorary citizenship that was awarded to you by the state of Georgia. Be that it may, it is a step in the right direction. It is something to build on. It is something that speaks to the character of Nnamdi Kanu. It is something that shows that Nnamdi Kanu is not all shades of wrong. It is something that can be useful for him in another dimension. But as regards his conviction, I'm sorry, this cannot really help him much. That doesn't undermine the power of the United States government. If the United States government want to set Nnamdi Kanu free, they will set him free, because the person that was even sentenced to death by hanging, in the person of Sunday Jackson, that allegedly murdered one of the murderous herdsmen that attacked him on his farm, and he overpowered that murderous herdsman, and in the course of the face-off between him and the herdsman, that particular herdsman gave up the ghost. Sunday Jackson, the US government under Donald Trump, demand his release, and you are aware that recently Sunday Jackson has been released. So the US government can always set Kanu free if they really want to. That brings me to the case of Tigran Gambaryan. Yes, Tigran Gambaryan, one of the executive of Binance that was locked up in Nigeria and he was being tried. And when the United States government intervened in this matter, that this is our citizen, we would like him to be free, and the dialogue with the Nigerian government during the time of Muhammadu Buhari, right? Yeah, I think it was the time of Muhammadu Buhari, or is it? No, it's the time of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, not that of Muhammadu Buhari. I think it's the time of Bola Ahmed. One of both, child. You can let me know in the comment section. But the U.S. government was able to secure the release of Tigran Gambaryan. So what am I trying to say? If it can happen to Tigran Gambaryan, if it can happen to Sunday Jackson, then it can happen to Nnamdi Kanu. If the U.S. government wakes up one morning and decide that Nnamdi Kanu doesn't deserve to be incarcerated. Some of you already know my position on the incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu. I am of the opinion, perhaps you are watching me for the first time, I am of the opinion that Nnamdi Kanu does not deserve to be in prison. If all those bandits, if all those mad, non-state actors, those terrorists, if they are not dealt with, if they are not in prison, justice should be for all. There shouldn't be selective justice. So if we want to punish everybody, let us punish everybody. If we want to free everybody, let us free everybody. But you can't put Kanu in prison. And it's not as worst as some of these murderous bandits that have been wreaking havoc on the lives and properties of Nigerians. So you cannot keep Nnamdi Kanu in prison. Then you are pampering all these bandits. That is selective justice. And that itself can ruin Nigeria's democracy. So what I can say in all of this is that Kanu is incarcerated, but his idea is not, in the sense that a lot of people believes in what Nnamdi Kanu was saying, because some of the grievances that he was speaking about are yet to be addressed. So Nnamdi Kanu's ideals live through his disciples and supporters, just as Ojukwu's ideas live through Nnamdi Kanu. So Nnamdi Kanu may be in prison, even, God forbid, if he dies in prison. That doesn't mean that his ideas or what he's fighting for has died. No, that those ideas live through people that believe in the ideals of Nnamdi Kanu. And that's why I watch the Nigerian government to tread with caution. Congratulations to Nnamdi Kanu and every member of his family. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politics with Joshua Plug, Dr. Omosoladeji. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.